We open up to Alicia Castle, the journalist who approached Satomi in issue 1. She's typing on her computer, but we aren't shown what exactly. We then see her talking to her editor-in-chief. The editor seems hesitant approving Alicia's story. Ultimately, she approves it, and the headline of the article implies Alicia has figured out Satomi's zone is Radiant Red. We then cut to Satomi and Owen visiting Satomi's parents. Satomi's mother asks how they've been. Owen updates them that lots of work has been coming in. He also starts to say that he and Satomi are going to sell the house when Satomi shushes him. It's too late, however, as Satomi's parents give each other a concerned look. As Satomi and Owen leave, her parents follow up on their concerns and question Satomi if everything's okay, and of course, she only says yes. On their drive home, Satomi explains why she wanted to keep the news about them selling the house a secret. She says she isn't ready for the countless questions her parents will throw at her when she eventually does tell them. Owen apologizes for not checking with her. Satomi says he doesn't have to apologize. We skip to later that night where Red meets up with Shift and Margot back at the warehouse. They go over the job and their roles. Satomi's role is payload management. The job they're planning is a heist. Shift then breaks down the plan. The location is Flychem Laboratories. Phase 1 has them enter the building as the cameras go offline. Shift will slide inside and simply open the doors for Red. Phase 2 is when a chemist who's in on the heist guides them through the higher security sections. The last phase has Red enter the center of the laboratory solo. There, she'll find 1,000 liters of the highly toxic Mercury S substance. She'll then have to absorb and carry it all out with her. The reward for Satomi is $1.5 million. Satomi asks who's the client buying the substance, but Margot tells her it's none of her concern. As with every heist story, they only have one shot to steal the substance. Margot also reiterates to Satomi that she has to absorb the entire vat and that she has to deliver it in its original form. Satomi says she can't perform a reverse absorption at will, to which they tell her she has 4 weeks to figure it out. We cut to Satomi and Owen at home watching TV. Owen then opens up to Satomi for a favor. He says that at his Game Anon group, people have brought in family to talk things out. He says it's really helped those people, and that he'd like it if Satomi came in for a session for him. She of course says yes, and when is it? When I first read the issue, I was betting the session and the heist were going to take place at the same time, but it doesn't turn out that way. The next page shows Shift and Red practicing with a bucket of water. Red absorbs the water, but still has trouble bringing it back. Shift asks where it all goes, and Satomi gives an interesting answer. The matter just disappears like it would through a black hole. Satomi then questions Shift where his suit came from, and he tells her it was man-made with alien tech. He then gets a little too close and flirty, which makes Red run away. Radiant Red gets into another vat of lava when Shift suggests that they fight again. She figures she should give it a shot, so they stand on a catwalk, and when she's ready, he launches at her. She tries to shoot out the lava again, but nothing comes out, and Shift knocks her off the walkway. He jumps down, but in a new addition to her abilities, she absorbs some matter and stretches her arm to uppercut Shift.
You are not ready for yoga.
She runs at him, but in a surprising move, he jumps into her, and they land in an awkward position as Satomi blushes. She remembers she's married and tries to grab Guy's throat, but he phases. As he gloats, she trips him. In a fit of rage, she absorbs matter violently, and in a brief flash, the red robot makes its first appearance. Satomi then kamehamehas the lava at Shift. Shift is impressed. She asks if he saw the giant robot, but he says he didn't. He tells her to keep practicing and that they'll train together soon. The next page takes us to Lockport, Illinois. Radiant Black makes a guest appearance and asks Satomi what's up. Satomi reached out because she wants to know more about the robots inside the Radiants. Marshall admits he doesn't know much, but that she should try connecting with it anyways. I'll be honest, Marshall doesn't give any helpful advice to Satomi, nor does she learn anything. I just want to point out that the black hole logo on Satomi's chest is gone. I guess it isn't a logo, but the Radiant itself. The last thing Satomi asks is if the Radiant has made Marshall's life any better. He says 50-50. Satomi says she actually enjoys this new life. This is one of the things that I like about Radiant Red. It may not make sense, but I think Satomi's experiencing the opposite of the typical normal-to-hero struggle. Usually, someone gets powers and struggles balancing their personal normal life and the duties and responsibilities of their superpowered life. You often see them wish they could just go back to living a normal life. Satomi, on the other hand, wishes she didn't have to maintain the responsibilities of her normal life so she can be a superpowered bank robber making lots of money. Anyways, back at the warehouse, Radiant Red is once again practicing absorbing and emitting water when suddenly, she sees Existence and the Red Robot.
Hello, Satomi.
The robot says he can see Satomi.
I see you, Satomi. I have always seen you.
Satomi asks why the giant just now is reaching out.
Relationship, partnership, sync, incomplete, in progress. Communication is fundamental to all good relationship. Our connection is final, permanent for the duration of your life, a part of existence. You are ready. Why now?
Satomi asks what that means.
You have made your choice. You are ready. Why now? Correct. Welcome to existence.
So I guess because Satomi openly admitted to wanting this life and these powers, the robot deemed her ready to speak with it. Satomi comes back from existence, but panics, saying what time is it. The last page shows Satomi running back home looking for Owen. She hears a floorboard creak and assumes it's him. It's not, however. It's Alicia. Satomi goes to close the door, saying she doesn't have time to make a statement, but Alicia asks, "What do you know about Radiant Red?" A lot happened in this issue. We saw that Radiant Red has a fairly limitless ability to manipulate matter, being able to grow in size, absorb and re-emit substances, and now she can also stretch beyond normal. Though I guess we already knew something like that since she turned her fist into a hammer back in issue 1. The stories have all advanced nicely too. The job Satomi was reached out for is a heist, which is always exciting. Her and Owen's relationship is beginning to strain. Satomi missed an important event for Owen, and she's getting put into some risque scenarios with Shift. We also saw Satomi converse with her giant. I assumed all the Radiants had their own robot, so it's satisfying finally seeing it. On top of everything, Alicia Castle has cornered Satomi because she somehow deduced Radiant Red's real identity. I don't know how Satomi will come out of each scenario, but I do hope she wins in some way. Hopefully, so her lives can coexist, much like how Radiant Black's lives do. Who knows though? Well, I mean I do, but you know. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys.